This is how you edit aesthetic Instagram reels just like this. This is the easiest way to edit aesthetic videos just like this on CapCut. By the way, I've provided all the videos that I'm going to be editing in this video. So yeah, feel free to follow along, and I'm going to share all of the tools that I use to create this video I'm showing you how to create in the description. So yeah, and just a disclaimer, by the way, when I'm resizing any of the frames in the video, you don't need to change those as well. The videos that I've provided in the description, they've all been edited to perfectly fit what I've edited in this video, so what you'd be following in the tutorial. So yeah. Alright, so I've got all the B-rolls worked out in this one. I've got my clips as well. Just before you do anything else, I would recommend cutting up the clip to the point where where you don't have any silence in between what you're saying. And then in terms of the B-rolls, I would recommend having a new B-roll appear ideally every 1 second, but up to 2 seconds is fine. I typically don't like to drag the B-rolls longer than 2 seconds. Like this one, as you can see, is 1 second and 1.202 seconds. So yeah. And then, so I've got all this sorted out. I'm gonna send you guys this clip just so you can work with this and follow along with the tutorial. But yeah, what I'm gonna do next is just kind of adjust the colors to make the video look aesthetic. Because honestly, that's really the most important part of making the video look aesthetic, aside from maybe the captions. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The first thing I'm gonna do is put the exposure down to, like, I typically like to have it around 30. So it's not the same for all of these. These are just numbers that you want to go around because different clips look better with like different color filters. I typically don't like to use maybe just if I use the contrast tool, I'll just like to put it around 5. I don't typically like to go more than 10 just because, that just looks kind of weird. It's too dark, so I like to keep that around 5. And then the highlighting tool, I'd like to use the highlighting tool to like about 20. You know what? I'll put down exposure a little bit to like 40. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let's play it. Yeah, that looks aesthetic. Let's keep it as that for the colors. And then sharpening, these two are really important. I like to put the sharpening at like 30 to 35. I'll put it at 35. And then the clarity, I like to bring up to like around 70. So yeah. All right, yeah, this looks beautiful. And then maybe do I wanna cut? My room's kind of messy, but I think I'll just keep it like this. So yeah, actually, there's a little too much space on this side. Do I want to cut a part of this out and maybe cut a part of the bottom out as well, because I don't really need the bottom. All right, all right. Never mind. But let's. All right. This looks good. All right, all right. Let's try to cut a little bit more of the bottom out because I don't really like how it takes up the whole screen. All right, maybe this. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna try to cut a little bit more out. All right. Okay, this looks pretty valid, not gonna lie. Let's just make it fit the full screen. And yeah, this just looks beautiful. And then here I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put the contrast. I don't know why I don't usually do that first to like 6. I'm gonna put the exposure to like 30. These are just like what I like to do as base settings, and then if I think it needs to look darker, lighter, and anything, I'll just adjust it from there. And then I'll put the highlight to like 20 as usual, and then the sharpening I'll put up to like 35. That's good. And then clarity I'll put up to like 70. So yeah, and then let's. Oh yeah, this looks pretty good. Maybe I can just make this a little bit darker. That's really the only thing that I can think of here. All right. How dark should I make it? Like 30? Yeah, this looks really good. This looks beautiful. And then now time for this clip. I'm going to use the same settings as well for here. I'm gonna make this, let's just type it in so it's quicker. -30. Um, Actually, do I want to edit this? I edited this one a bit earlier, but I think I need a little bit more space on this side. So, yeah, this looks beautiful in terms of the colors, but let's also add in some highlight as well to like 20 as usual. And then I'll also sharpen it a bit to like this one will look good sharp, so I'll do this to 40%, and the clarity, let's bring it to like 70 as usual. Actually, let's decrease the sharpening a little bit. That looks kind of weird. Let's keep it at like 30, 33. 33 looks good. It's the perfect balance. So yeah, and this clip is beautiful now. And then yeah, now time for this one, the last one. So I'm gonna put this one down to negative. I'm gonna try negative 35. I think this one. Actually, I'll try negative. This looks beautiful in terms of the colors, but let's also add in some. This looks beautiful in terms of the colors, but let's also add in some. This looks beautiful in terms of the colors, but let's also add in some highlight as well to like 20 as usual. And then I'll also sharpen it a bit to like this one will look good sharp, so I'll do this to 40%, and the clarity, let's bring it to like 70 as usual. Actually, let's decrease the sharpening a little bit. That looks kind of weird. Let's keep it at like 30, 33. 33 looks good. It's the perfect balance. So yeah, and this clip is beautiful now. And then yeah, now time for this one, the last one. So I'm gonna put this one down to negative. I'm gonna try negative 35. I think this one. Actually, I'll try negative 40. I think this clip would look good dark. And then the contrast. Let's put the contrast to like 6. All right, I think I forgot to do contrast on this one as well. All right, contrast. Where's that? Here. Let's put that to 6. All right, this looks beautiful now. This one. All right, contrast 6. And then I think on the other two, the contrast I put to 6 as well. Like this one here. Wait, this one. I just skipped over this one, I guess. So let's put the exposure down to negative 30. Shoot. All right, we need to click out of this. So let's click back onto this one. I don't know why I just skipped that over. That's my bad. But yeah. All right, we need to get to the settings. All right, I'm gonna cut this part out. So this one, I'm gonna put the exposure down to negative 30, like always, and then I'm gonna put down the I'm gonna put the highlight to the contrast first to like 6, and then the highlight I'm gonna put up to like 10 on this one. Actually, you know what? This clip would look good dark. I'm gonna put this clip at negative 35. Highlight, I'm gonna put it at like 15. And yeah, this looks beautiful so far. And what should I, and then the sharpening, I'm gonna put that up to like 30, 30, I'm gonna put this up to 40. This clip will look good sharp. Clarity, 71. All right, this is beautiful. And then my room's pretty messy, so I'm just gonna cut out this part here because I don't really need that. And then I'm gonna cut out a little bit on the top. Actually, yeah, there's a little too much space on top. And then my room's pretty messy and I don't need that space, so let's cut out this part as well. And yeah, we can keep this part. So actually, let's cut a little bit of it out. Yeah, this should be good. And then yeah, I'm gonna have to slide this over. So yeah, this looks beautiful. All right. Oh, I have to slide this clip over as well. But yeah, and then this clip I've already got done. And then the last one I think like I just went on to that one halfway through this. So I'm gonna put the highlighting up to 20. Actually, let's put this one look good dark, like really dark. Let's put it down to 45, 20. Sharpening, let's put the sharpening up to like 33. Clarity 70 as always. And let's cut off a little bit of the top. We don't really need this much space. Let's cut off anything from here maybe. Yeah, here, this looks good. Alright, and then let's actually, yeah, let's keep the CapCut screen because that's because I'm saying on CapCut. By the way, just like a side note, you want the B-rolls to always be related to what you're talking about in the video. So yeah, that's just a side note. And then wait, let me just make sure I did the contrast here. All right, good. So I've got all of the B-rolls down perfectly. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a text box and then I'm going to write out the script. So if you have your script that you wrote before the video, I just recommend copy and pasting it into here. But my script in this video is so short that I'm just gonna write it out. But yeah. Alright, I just finished cutting up all the captions, and by the way, one thing is that you're probably going to want to cut some of like the clips as you cut the captions because you're gonna notice like how much space you kind of left in between each clip by accident. So yeah, that's normal. But the next thing is just separating all the words so there's only one at a time. So it would be this, and then this one would be is, and then this one would be D, D, and then this one would be easiest, easiest. Alright, and then here, way, way to edit. Alright, this one was edit, aesthetic. I don't even know how to spell it, so I'm just gonna copy this one. Videos. Wait, no way this was that short. I forgot to put a cut here. So then videos here, aesthetic, videos. Alright. Just. Alright. Just like this. Oh, just was that long. Alright. Like this. Alright, I can just use this on CapCut. Alright. This is the easiest way to edit aesthetic videos just like this on CapCut. So the next thing I do is stack the captions. I typically like to have 2 to 4 of these at a time. So yeah, I usually like to start off with 2 on the screen. So I'll have this is the easiest way. Let's just have way on it. Actually, let's add way to this one. The easiest way to edit. Let's put these two together. Aesthetic videos. Alright, those are gonna go together. Um, alright, aesthetic videos. Just like this. We're gonna put these 3 together. Just like this on CapCut. Alright, perfect. So next I'm gonna decorate the captions. This part is the most important because this is really what determines how aesthetic the video is. So yeah, the first thing I like to do is I just like to sort through a few of these until I find one that works. The one on top, you ideally want it to be pretty thick, and you want it to be one of the fancier aesthetic fonts, like this one, for example. This one's really good. And you want to position it on ideally like a solid surface where it's the same throughout the whole video. Like you see I'm moving, but my shirt, like the background doesn't change. It's my shirt for the whole time. So then is This one, you want to find something that's a little bit narrower, ideally, like this one's good, for example. This one's a little bit too plain and boring. I want something a bit more aesthetic. This one's You also want something visible. There's like these weird fonts that are like really fancy and you can't even see like, oh, I'll try to point one out. Like this one, for example, no one's gonna know how to read this. I really wouldn't recommend choosing one like that. So yeah, this one's kind of the part that takes the most time, honestly. It would probably, yeah. So then this one's great. So then the eye's a bit too small, but all right, mm, this is all right. So now we have to pick the colors. I like to keep this one white. Let's make this one. What should we make this one? Like orange. Yeah, let's move it down. All right, yeah. This looks pretty good. Let's move this over. All right, this looks valid. D. All right, D. What should we make? Let's make D blue. But first we have to choose a caption style. All right, let's make D. By the way, you don't have to choose the same captions as me to follow along with the video because these I'm just kind of showing what I would choose because I honestly don't have like a consistent set of captions I always use. But yeah, sorry, this one looks good. And then is that a bit too big? Let's put it down to like 12. Yes, looks good. Let's put this here in the corner. And then let's just put this one right here. Yeah. Actually, is that a bit too close? Oh yeah, we don't want my face to like move into it. Let's put it. Actually, let's put way on its own just because like it's a different clip, so we don't want we don't want it to be covering anything important. So the easiest. Let's make the blue. Easiest. This one. Let's make it white. You know what? Let's make D a bit darker. This one's there's not much contrast between the two. You want there to be like more contrast in this. This looks much better. And yeah, so then if it looks small, by the way, it's fine. It'll look bigger on Reels. This is just like a smaller screen. So yeah, and then way. What should we make way? Way's on its own, so we have to make this one look really aesthetic. Way. Let's use this one. I like this. Should we put it here? By the way, it's fine if they're in different places. You just want them to be somewhere where the screen doesn't move, and you also want it to be covering ideally something that's like a surface of a contrasting color. Like my shirt, for example, which is like dark blue is good to put something that's white because there's a lot of contrast between the colors, so you can easily see the white. So yeah, I would say maybe a little bit bigger if we can. Yeah, this is good. This is great. So let's just keep this on white. To edit. All right, to edit. All right, this one looks pretty good. Actually, let's do something a bit larger. So we chose this one that's a bit larger. Let's move this to like here. Let's move it a bit more in just so it's not like going off of my shirt. What color should we make this one? Let's make this one orange. All right, orange, and then to edit. Let's keep the edit white. To edit. This looks pretty good. And then all right, let's move this one down a bit. To edit aesthetic. Aesthetic. This looks good for aesthetic. You can just like play around on the ones that you recommended to find like the best fonts, honestly. Because so yeah, aesthetic videos. Let's make videos blue this time. Videos, I like this one. You know what? This is a bit too narrow. Let's make it something a bit thicker. All right, this one. All right, I just saw one that's good. All right, this I really like this one. Aesthetic videos. This one goes below that, right below it. Oh, this has to go above. I don't know why I put it below. Just like a side note, you want to put the caption that you're putting on top of the other caption, you want to put it above it on like the caption track, just because that way, like if it's under, it's gonna put the caption under, which will make it really unvisible. So yeah, I'd recommend doing this. And then let's make this one be blue. All right, good. All right, this looks pretty good. Just let's let's make just I'm trying to like make the let's make just blue. I'm trying to make the colors balanced throughout the video. Just by the way, you also want to find like 2 to 3 colors that you usually use in your videos. Like mine are white, orange, and blue because that really helps to build your brand. So yeah, so just mm, it can be yeah. This one's gonna be blue. So, like let's cut this off. Actually, let's cut just off because there's a little bit too little space under my watch. Oh no, wrong one, bro. Alright, let's extend this out to here. So just let's keep it. Let's keep it here. We can expand it a little bit. So just we want to cut it here. Like let's put like here. Like yeah. Then this we put. Alright, let's shrink like a little bit. Like this, yeah. So let's also add the preset style. So this, let's make it this one. And let's set this one to blue. Actually, we had blue on the last one. You know what? Let's set this one to orange. Like this. You know what? That looks too boring. Let's change the font to something a little fancier. You know what? Yeah, this looks good. Let's just keep it like that, like this. And then on cap cut. Okay, so on, let's put it above. So on can be this one. I like this one for on. We need to find a clean surface somewhere. Like here, yeah, here should be good. Let's make it bigger. Let's make on really big. I think on would look good big. And then let's get the preset on and then cap cut. Alright, so I decided to make on orange and I decided to make cap cut white. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the captions. So then the next step would be to add the music. So this is actually really important for the video because having good background music that fits the aesthetic is really important. So what I'm gonna do is ask ChatGPT to find some music that will fit well. I'm gonna say find Nasheed that will fit a video. I'm gonna say on a video with on aesthetic, comma fan aesthetic fancy, an aesthetic, fancy, upscale vibe. Aesthetic, fancy, upscale, and let's say and colorful vibe. So yeah. Okay, and then these are some that I can use. So after looking at them, I decided on this one, fulfilling humming. I'll put a link to to everything I use in the description, by the way. This one works pretty well on most videos. So yeah, then how I actually download it is I use this free software called Clip Grab, which I'll actually put in the link of this video as well, like I said. Let's see, Clip Grab, this one right here. So yeah. Alright, so then it wants me to do an update. Alright. So then I would just copy the link from the YouTube like I did and then paste it into here. And then after a few seconds it's gonna like it's gonna highlight this. So yeah, then I can click grab this clip and then yeah, it should download in the next in like the next minute or so. So yeah. Alright, it's downloaded now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a split screen with CapCut here, and then I'm going to go open the target folder, which is the folder it's in. This is just the easiest way for me to locate the video, because I've got a lot of B-rolls from other videos, and then I'm gonna put it into here, and then yeah, I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it off of the screen, just so that it's not like in the middle of the screen. And you want the music to be pretty quiet because this is a mistake I used to make a lot of my older Instagram reels if you've seen those is I used to make the music so loud that people can't even hear you. So yeah, you definitely don't want that. So we want to go to audio and then volume. Let's put the volume down to like what's a good volume for this? Like negative 10 maybe. Let's try that first. Try -10. I'm gonna cut it off right after. You know what? Let's make this quieter. Let's put the audio at like negative 17. Yeah, -17. Let's try. My background sounds lawnmowers too much in here. Let's put this on like 12. Let's do. Yeah, 12. Let's put this at 10. 9.5. Let's try. All right, that's perfect. All right, perfect. So then, actually, no, my bad. Let's just put this down a bit to like 10. Yeah. Alright, this is the easiest way to edit aesthetic videos like this on CapCut. Let's have let's cut it up to here so that the Nasheed is playing for the whole time because in the beginning it's not playing. Let's here. Perfect. So then now this part's really important. We're gonna put a vignette. I don't know if I said that right. On all of the sides, I like to put it usually up to like 20 because see this gives the video a really nice aesthetic look. And then you know what? Let's put more of a Vingetti on here. Let's put it up to like 20, 25. That looks great. And then here, let's put this one up to 25 as well. It's right at the bottom, 25. And then you just don't want it to be too faded to the point they can't see anything. But this one, let's put a Vingetti. Now this one's gonna look really good with the